Alex.
Thank you.
All right. Is our moderator here?
Yep, Rebecca is here.
Rebecca West Hensinger.
Mrs. Lehigh Valley herself.
It's so good to see everybody, and it's always so much. It's almost like a breath of fresh air. It's like I look forward to my Saturday mornings when I can connect with everybody and just get to learn so much from all the guests that we have here. And today we're just so excited to have Alex as our guest speaker. We have seen him grow. We have, from what, 3 years ago and now to where he is. Heading to college, so we can't wait, but we will talk more about that, where Alex is going to be talking to us about growing up as a teen in this era and how he has made it to where he can actually be able to choose a career and go to college, because we don't take it for granted. It's not so automatic, like, or that you go to school and then you're going to go to college. There's so many things that happen along the way, and Alex will walk us through what he as a teenager, maybe what other teenagers go through, and maybe how he probably has a secret to how he can make that transition really good for you guys, where you can really enjoy your relationship as teenagers with your parents, with your peers, and choosing the right company, and being able to stand out even in school, being able to choose whether the sports that you want to be in, or if you want to concentrate so much on your studies, and keeping that relationship with your teachers very close, and having a goal in life. And so we can't wait to hear that story, and that will be towards the end. But right now we have to start the introductions for those who are new here today. I'm Caroline Verkaik. I'm the founder and CEO of Voice of Our Child, together with David. And we started this foundation because we wanted to reduce the rate of depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation in our youth. We wanted to be able to offer kids the life skills that we think that you guys need to be able to overcome the obstacles that you may face in life. And we are not experts, we are just parents with a passion, because we have a child who has struggled with depression, and David has had his own share of anxiety. And so we want to make sure that we give you that information where you can learn from the stories that you hear from people maybe who have struggled, and to realize that when you're faced with those obstacles, that it won't kill you, that there's someone you can talk to. In the same way you can go and tell your parents that you're having a headache or a stomachache, is the same way you can go and tell them about those anxious feelings that you might feel. So it's a good way to remove that stigma of mental illness. And so I'll put it over to David to introduce himself, and then we will have our first team to introduce themselves, and it's always our Lacey.
Hi, everyone. I'm David Verkaik, co-founder with Caroline for Voice of Our Child. And I also get to be the DJ, which means I can pick my son's music, which was today. That's his new album. He just put it on all these different apps like 3-4 days ago. And that's one of my favorite ones that he has on there. And he goes by the name of Jenga, Njenga. And you should listen to his download his album and listen to it, because it's really nice. There's a lot of other nice music on this, plus some other albums that he put on there in the past. So please, I encourage you to do that. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So yeah, Caroline said that I have dealt with anxiety and depression as well as our daughter, which is, well, our daughter is the reason we started this, but it actually helped me to come out of my shell and be able to say something about what I was going through. And so this organization, or this Voice of Our Child, which we founded, has been a very good thing for me. Sometimes I struggle during the week with things, and it's nice to be able to come to this Voice of Our Child on the Zoom call to hear everybody's comments, and I learn a lot from the people that are a lot younger than me, which most of you are. So I guess that's kind of I mean, I think everybody is younger than me on these calls, but I learn a lot from you guys. So you think you're not influential, maybe, but when you say things about what you're struggling with and that kind of thing, it really helps me a lot. So I really appreciate everybody on here and the comments that they make. So thank you for.
Thank you, David. And so the question of the day that I would like to put out to everybody out there is, what is the one thing that you have found out to be like a secret to success, or secret to surviving being a youth, or secret to making like easier for you? Like what formula, what is the one time that you have found out, oh, this really works, and you would like to share that, where somebody could say, oh, I really found out that if you do A, B, C, and D, it can really help you. So as you're thinking about this question, and think of, if you're a teenager, think of that as where another teenager would listen and go like, oh my goodness, that's an aha moment. I like that, I'm gonna apply to myself. Same thing, if you're an adult, just think of how that would help somebody else. And we will start with Lacey.
Hi everyone, my name is Lacey. I'm 15 years old and I live in New Jersey. And to answer the question, I would say it's good to not like try and like rush things. It's good to like try and like plan it out so that you know ahead of time, so like you can avoid making mistakes or not causing problems.
Do you want to give an example?
I don't know if I have an example. It depends what you're trying to do.
So if it's homework, like, or anything, like, don't rush it, like just
more like
through it.
life situations.
Life situation. So an example of a life situation that you shouldn't rush.
Maybe like getting a house or like a car in the future. Like you want to make sure you have the right amount of money and not just trying to rush and like buy it right away. Because then you might like get in debt or not have enough money.
That's really good. Like look at all the pros and cons before you make a decision. That's great, Lacey. And who will we call next? Rahul.
Hi everybody, I'm Rahul, 15 years old from India, Bangalore. And one advice to a teenager would probably be to be organized and have like a timetable sort of thing to keep all of your things in check, and so you don't fall behind on anything. And also to make sure to have like a 30-minute extra gap for every single thing you plan in case something goes wrong in the middle. So that would probably be one of my best advice.
That's a good advice.
Yeah, that is good.
You know, almost like what Lacey say, to always like be able to plan out. Like give yourself that half hour. Don't just get out of bed right before the bell rings for school and you have to brush your teeth, put your books in order, and get to the bus stop or to class. So that's good. And
I saw Tony with his hand up a second ago, but now he looks like he's trying to connect to the video. Tony, do you want to? I think Tony is AnyLearn.
Hello.
There he is.
Hi, Tony. How are you?
Hi, Tony. You want to answer the question of the day, Tony?
What is the question of the day? I joined kind of late, so.
Oh, it's okay.
It's all right,
it's always
Tony.
nice to see you.
Late by you, but you look awake.
Yeah.
You're really awake.
It's past 10 by you. It's almost 11. So Tony, introduce yourself.
No,
and
11. It's just 10.
It's 10? 10
yeah,
p.m.?
10.00.
Okay, that's still late for a young, energetic kid like you, but we appreciate that you're here with us. And because it's a weekend, at least you can sleep in maybe tomorrow.
But it looks so sunny outside the window.
Oh no, this is just the background.
Oh,
It's not my hand.
you're tricking me. You're trying to trick me, aren't you? Okay, Tony, you could answer the question of the day.
What is the question of the day?
Tell us some. Go ahead, Karen.
No, go ahead, David.
Tell us something that that you've learned that helps you to be successful and to do something that helps you move forward in your life. Some positive thing that you do.
Well, it's gotta be, to be honest, the best thing that I learned is never give up, because
Hmm.
you know, I've been playing on my school tournament when the class battle each other and find out who is the best class. And well, I lost 4 years because there was a team who has a better player than me.
I can imagine
So
that.
I lost 4 years. Imagine you just lost 4 years, and the team with that guy just won 4 years.
Wow.
Like, that guy won since he was from grade 1.
Oh, wow.
So impressive.
So your point is, let's not give up. If it's something you really want to do and you want to succeed at it, don't give up. And that's a
Yeah.
very good point, Tony. Thank you very much.
And you're a very good player too. So I can imagine, like, for
Yeah.
somebody to even be better than you, they must be really, really good. But you also know that there'll always be people who will be better at doing something than us. And that's okay. Each one of us has like really different gifts. Maybe they're really good in playing, the game, but they're not really good with public speaking like you. So each one of us has a gift that's better than another person, but there's also people who have a gift better than we have.
He was in the video that I was recording with my teacher, the old video that I shot.
Oh, the one
Yeah,
you shared with us.
yeah.
Oh,
He
wow.
was in the
Okay.
video.
Oh, that's good. I'm sure you're happy for him.
I played with him in the school team for the last year. So yeah, first time playing with him. So it
So
was really fun. We also learn in the same football club, so we can meet each other and play in the same team sometimes.
so you're also learning from the best too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is your
Oh,
teacher
it's so
Andy
good
good
to
at
hear.
soccer?
Yes.
Oh yeah, good. I bet you can beat him though.
I wish I can, because COVID-19 is COVID-19 is happening for, it's gonna be a long time to get the COVID-19 out of Vietnam,
Yeah.
because Vietnam is having a lot of coronavirus and a lot of people is infecting each other. And
Mhm.
places like the malls or the shops, a lot of people went there. You'll never know.
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm in a city that have not much coronavirus.
Hmm.
Oh,
But
that's good. What do you think the
but it's
secret
really
is?
cold here. But it's really cold here.
Oh, it's
It's
cold?
like the coldest place in Vietnam. Not the coldest, but yeah, really cold.
Tony, why do you think that most of the COVID is not so much in your town? Are people taking better care, wearing masks, using all the precautions?
Getting vaccinated.
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm glad that you
It's
don't have it as bad in your town, Tony.
Yeah, me
And thank
too.
you so much for sharing that information with us. We'll be thinking about you guys, and COVID is everywhere, and this is just like you guys are going through a time that's more difficult than it ever was, especially for kids who need to be out there playing with their friends and really,
Mm.
being active. It's a tough time.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
School's gonna be online too. In Vietnam,
oh, so
school's gonna be online.
how do you feel about that?
The next weekdays I start my online school first semester, my grade 5 first semester.
How do you feel about
Next
that?
Monday. To be honest, online learning is not fun at all.
It's not
It's
fun.
not
You want
fun. It's,
Mhm.
it's not fun. It's not fun sitting all day with an iPad or laptop, whatever. Just sitting there all day, just having like little break times to, go sleep or do whatever you want. It's just boring. It's not you cannot meet your friends and see them like strong or meet them and having fun hanging out. So
Mhm.
it's just boring and learning online. You just have some learn and then keep improving your skill, your intelligence.
I
You
am so
just
impressed,
improve things.
Tony, from a 10-year-old hearing you saying those things and expressing, because it helps teachers to understand, and it also helps parents to understand what you're feeling, that you're
Mhm.
going to be, studying at home. It's boring. You want to be there with your friends, and you want to be, to learn from hearing a teacher teaching you than just from the screen.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Everyone does. Everyone thinks it's boring.
Does that make you frustrated? Does it make you sad? Does it make you mad? How does that make you feel?
No, it doesn't make me mad or sad, but it's just
Makes you feel
boring
lonely?
sitting in front of the monitor all day.
It's lonely. You feel the isolation, right?
But at least we can meet our friends and our new teacher. At least we can talk to them.
At least you can talk to them. Yeah, just do the best that you can, and these too shall pass.
Mm.
And you'll be writing down in history how you had to not go to school and be with your friends, but rather learn through Zoom.
No, I don't learn in Zoom. I learn in an app called Teams. I
Yeah.
learn in Teams.
Okay, Microsoft
Microsoft.
Teams. Yeah, I use that
Yeah,
one from work as well as Zoom.
because Microsoft Team is more good to learn, because working we just need to talk with other peoples and tell them about the plan. But in school we have to use chat a lot. Like when a teacher try to ask the whole class, the class will write in the chat. They can't just turn on their mic and 25 people talking at once. That will be crazy and that's gonna break our ears. Totally.
I wouldn't
That
want
is
your ears broken.
that is so good that people have to use the chat, Tony. But you're also fortunate that you can still be able to see your teacher and see your classmates through the screen, because some kids where I come from in Africa, they don't even have the computers. So when COVID is there, some of them don't even get to see their teacher or get to see their friends because they don't have either electricity or computer or phone where they can learn.
Yeah, in Vietnam and somewhere in the country there everywhere every country there are peoples like poor peoples and they don't maybe they don't have even a house to live, so they are staying out in the park or whatever, and the cops will catch them because of course the COVID-19 we can in Vietnam now, in Ho Chi Minh City, we cannot go out. We cannot go out.
Hmm.
We just order people to, bring our food straight to our home.
Or you
So
cannot even go out to shop for food?
no, you can. My house in Ho Chi Minh City is in apartment, so you can go down and just uh breathe and run a few laps so you don't be too fat.
Yes,
But
sitting down at home and
but
doing nothing can make you fat. Just
but
eating.
the shops are closed. Everything are closed. A few shops are open, but you just can't stand there, wait them, and buy it, and then go home to eat. You can't sit there and eat. And the shops are closed, like every shop. But luckily, I'm in Dalat City. Well, I still can go out, and I still can go to shops and buy things. Some are closed, but some are still open, so I
But
can still buy
you have to
things.
wear a mask, right? You have to wear a mask.
Of course,
Yeah.
everywhere we go, if we're not home, we have to wear a mask. We have to, we have to, or else they will just take my it's called 2 million. I don't know what it's called in English, but I think it's about no, I kind of forget this. I think it's about $100 if we go out without wearing a mask. The cops
Oh, you
will
get a
just
fine.
take $100 or even $1,000.
Okay, you get fined if you go without a mask. That's good because that's why in your city, you don't have so many COVID cases because people know they're going to get fined. So they're using every tool that they can to protect themselves. And that was such a great presentation, Tony. I feel like we need to give you a whole day to talk to us about your life. We love seeing you here. And thank you so much for all that information. And your English is really, really improving. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah,
All right.
because
So, okay.
there's one more thing I want to say that in this city, I would say in this city we have like the best vegetable in our country. So like since like a few months ago I wasn't eating any vegetables. I just eat like carrot or potatoes. But now I can eat like almost everything from salad to whatever, I can eat. So the vegetables here are really fresh. We don't use something like something kind of potion that makes the bugs and insects go away. So the vegetable are green, and I can eat every type of vegetables here except one type, tomatoes.
We need a whole presentation on that, Tony. Thank you so much for that information. We hope to one day come there and see you personally, or you come here and we see you personally. So we'd like to go to Olwetu, our friend from
I'm sorry, I just want to ask something. Is there a code or password for the meeting? Because I sent a message there, but
I sent it in the chat.
I did it. I sent on the chat.
The VOC 123, but I don't think I put in a code this time. I just didn't, just let people click on it and come in. Okay. So Olwetu from South Africa, introduce yourself and answer the question of the day and tell us what you're up to. What you've been up to.
Hello everyone. My name is Olwetu Shango. I am 8 years old. Please say the question of the day. I came in late.
All right, all right to the question of the day. Alex is presenting today. Alex, my son, who's 18, and he's going to be talking about how he has been able to successfully do things up to where he is, where he's 18, so that he can have a good relationship at home with his parents, with the teachers at school, and he's going to give us a secret on how he's been able to do that. Now, for you, what is the one thing that you have found that you're able to do that you could share with another girl who's your age or another boy, where they'd be like, I'm going to try to do that too and see if it works for me, so that it makes your maybe your schoolwork easier, your relationship with your grandma, your mom and dad easier, or it makes your room look nicer. So what's the secret?
Well, for me is to always follow your dream, because like some people don't really follow their dreams, but the next thing that happens, they get a job that they really want to do. Like me, I always follow my dreams. I always think that I will win this competition. I will win this competition. And yes, I won the competition. So I sometimes tell people to always follow their dreams. So yes.
That is so good. And following somebody's dreams, what does it
And
entail?
also,
Does it entail a lot of work? When you
I
tell
beg your
some,
pardon?
so when you tell people to follow their dream, what does that involve? Does it involve time? Does it involve hard work? Does it involve discipline? Or you can just
Work
the whole day
hard.
and follow your dream. Go ahead.
Please repeat your cutting.
No, I said go ahead.
So I said they should work hard, focus on what they are doing, and don't rush. There's a lot of time in the world.
Oh,
Yes.
Very well said all the way through.
That is so well said, Owetu. You always bring a smile to my face.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people have talked about not rushing through it, but following your dream, as you had Owetu say, doesn't mean you sleep the whole day and say, that I'm following my dream. It means you putting in work and the discipline that you need to be able to do that, right?
Yes.
Always good to see you, Stefan. Always good to see you. All right, so yes. And so Yati, you're next.
Hi, Catherine. Sorry I'm a little late. I was on another call as well. So could you please repeat the question?
First of all, congratulations, Yati. You're doing so good. We're so proud of you.
Thank you, Kathleen.
And you can tell everybody why we are congratulating you. But the question of the day is, what is the one thing that you have found that you are able to do as a teen to be successful? Successful in your relationship with your parents, successful in your relationship with your teachers, or just making your life easier and happier, where another teenager listening would be like, oh, maybe I'll try that and maybe I'll be a happier teen.
I'd probably say on okay, this is a good question. I'd probably say just spreading positivity amongst anyone else, because I mean I've seen situations, I mean not situations but videos as well, real life videos where someone's just said a nice compliment to that one person and that really just changed the person's life. I think it was, "You're looking great today, I hope you have a great day," and that actually encourage that person to have a good day, do something productive. And I mean, that person, I mean, if you take it for a teenager, you could just compliment someone and that person could change the world. That one compliment can really have a good impact on someone. So, I mean, I'd just say spread positivity. Spread positivity wherever you go. Good vibes.
That's good. That's good. That's really good advice. Be kind, be nice to other people, and be positive. That can open a lot of doors too. And I think that it shows in your life, Yati, with everything that you're doing and all the awards that you're getting there and how you're changing your community. That's really beautiful. And we are so happy that you keep mentioning the voice of our child and that we are also been an asset in helping you achieve those goals. We really don't take that for granted. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gabby.
Let's have our friend Joe and his brother and the brother Moses. What's going on, Joseph?
Hey.
Uh-oh, Joseph is hiding and running away. All right, Moses, how are you?
Fine.
So introduce yourself and answer the question of the day. Good to see you.
I'm Moses Mwangi. I'm 16. And what was the question?
Okay. I'm gonna repeat it again. And guys, listen, because another thing I always say, when you pay attention, you will not ask again. So Moses, and I know that Joe is there and he's making a lot of noise around you, so you're not able to hear this, but that's what happens when you have a younger sibling. So Moses, what advice would you give somebody, or what's the secret to that smile that you have as a 16-year-old on your face? What has been working for you? What makes you you and that you're comfortable where you are? What's your secret? Because I don't see a lot of 16-year-olds having that beautiful big smile like you do. What's your secret?
Just staying positive and always showing gratitude for the people who have contributed something to your life.
Oh, that's a good thing. And that helps even with the people that you're living with, right?
Yeah.
You cannot have a smile on your face if you're not on good terms with whoever that you're living with. Right?
Yeah.
That's good. And for your brother, Joseph.
Yes.
Are you still 7?
Yes, I'm turning 8 in October 14th.
October 14?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, we have to sing a happy birthday to you. My first baby, her birthday is October 15.
Oh, man.
Yes. So you almost share almost a birthday together, huh?
It's next to me.
Yeah, it's right next to you. So Joseph, have you been going to school?
We
are starting on Monday.
Yeah.
You're starting on Monday?
And I'm going to class 2.
You're going to class 2, yeah. When you're 7 and you're going to class 2, oh yeah, because when you go to class 2, then I know you're 8 years old. So Joseph, I have an 8-year-old kid who's not as happy as you are. They're not excited about going to school. What's your secret? What can you tell? What can you tell that 8-year-old?
I do not know.
Or the 7-year-old, what can you tell that 7-year-old boy who's not excited about going to school? What can you tell him? What makes you excited? Because I see a really big smile on your face. You're like, yeah, I'm going to class 2. What would you tell that 7-year-old?
After break, we have a swimming lesson. So I have never done a swimming lesson in school.
So you're excited about that?
Yeah.
So what would you tell another kid who's 7 years old to be excited about the new things they learn in school? Like now you are excited about going to school and learning swimming, and it's going to be the first time that you're taking swimming lessons. Are you excited about it?
Yes.
What would you tell your classmates who are probably not excited about it? What would you tell them?
They are excited.
They are all excited?
Yes.
What if there was one who was not excited? What would you tell them? What if there was one crying and saying, I don't want to go in the pool, I don't want to go to school? What would you say to them?
Don't
I'm sure.
know.
What would you say?
Don't know.
I know, you know, I know, I'm sure you would tell them, oh, it's gonna be fun. Let's just try it. It's also my first time too. Wouldn't you tell them that?
Yeah.
See, that's something positive. That's something you know that they don't know, that it's gonna be fun, that you're gonna learn and you're gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Do you know who your teacher is going to be?
Another teacher, not the teacher of
Oh, the
class one.
teacher from your first grade,
Yeah.
from your standard 1.
Yeah.
What's the name of your school?
Melvin Jones Lions Academy.
Where is that?
Melvin Jones Lions Academy.
Where is your school?
In Masai Streets.
In Masai what?
Masai Streets.
Masai Street.
Masai
Yeah.
Street?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, so if I come to Kenya and I look for Masai Street, I'll see your school?
Yeah. Our school is British system.
Oh, it's a British system?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Public school.
Oh, it's a public school?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you for all that information. I didn't know all that, and you've given me really, really great advice. And you've also given another kid really great advice. Be excited for school. Be excited that now you're going to another grade. And for you, it's going to be nice that you get to learn how to swim.
Yeah.
Always good to see you, Joseph. Keep smiling, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Nice listening to you, Moses and Joseph. Thank you very much.
Okay, Larissa, you could go next with your boy.
You have to come a little bit closer. So that
My
you
name is Gudrun. I'm from Norway. I'm
can you
13
say
years
okay?
old. What was the question again?
What is the one thing that you know that most kids don't know? That makes it easy for you. Are you happy being a teenager?
Yes.
Do you have a good relationship with your mom and your dad? Are you doing good in school?
Yeah.
So what's the secret? What's the secret to that?
Stay positive and be happy. Don't think about negative things.
Don't do what?
Don't think about negative things.
Good. That's really great advice. Always think about positive things, because that always makes you have a good outlook on life. And it makes you also be able to learn. Are you a good student at school?
Yeah.
Where's your other brother? That younger one. Is it the younger one or the older one? The younger one.
The younger one.
Where is he?
He is in his room.
Okay, I know mommy told me he wasn't feeling good. We're thinking about him. So do you have a good relationship with your brother?
Yeah.
Well, what would you tell somebody who's not having a good relationship with their sibling, with their brother or their sister?
I don't know.
What's the secret to you having a good relationship with your brother? I'm sure he annoys you and you annoy him at times.
do things together.
Do things together. And nothing else. I don't know.
You don't know, but doing good things, doing great things together. I'm sure you help him with his homework too, right?
Yeah.
That's good. So always being there for one another. Thank you so much. Always good to see you. You look so handsome. You've gotten so tall from the last time we saw you.
Yeah, he's tall now, very tall.
I know it's only been, I think, a few weeks that we didn't see him, and already he just looks, I mean, these kids really grow so fast.
Mm.
Thank you so much. Who else haven't we called before we go live? I think we have everybody, right? One? I think we have just one. Oh, Andy. Oh, my son, Andy. All right, Anderson.
Wow. So I had to raise my
If you ask
hi,
me who
Mom
the
Karen.
question of the day is, Andy,
The day is ending for me, but I'm here and I'm really excited like nobody's business.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful day. I'll start by congratulating the speaker to come, and he's like a brother to me. I've known him for 2 years now. I can confidently say that I know you, Alex, for 2 years, Jenga. And I just want to say I'm really proud of your journey to start, and I'm wishing you all the best as you turn on your new chapter. And to everyone else in the group, everyone is going on to a grade higher, a step forward. So we're really celebrating you as teachers. I don't know if my two students had the chance to speak. Zui, Hang, hello. Hang, Zui. Hello?
Hello, teacher.
I don't know. Hello, did you say something?
Okay.
Zui, can you, Mom Caro, did they introduce themselves?
No, I was trying to call on them. Yeah, so if they could do that, that'd be awesome as I'm trying to get us live here.
Okay, quickly, Hang, introduce yourself, say your name, how old you are, and where you're living.
Wait, teacher.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, and Rohit as well. All right, Rohit, I see you there. You'll go next. Hang, Zui.
Hello.
Hi, Zui, how are you? Camera on. Come
I'm
on.
good. Yes.
Camera on, please. Quickly.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Hang, how are you?
I'm fine. Oh, I'm fantastic. And you?
Very
Wow,
good.
I love that. Fantastic.
It's fantastic. Hang, can you introduce yourself? Hang,
Hello,
yeah.
everyone. My name is Kang. I'm 11 years old.
11 years old. Where do you live, Hang?
I live in the Ho Chi Minh City.
Very good. In Vietnam, Hang is 11 years old. He's one of my really, really good students. And his brother, Zui. Hang, what do you like to do?
I like pizza and go to the cinema.
He likes to eat pizza and go to the cinema. That's Hang. And what grade are you going to
What, teacher?
What grade are you going to next week?
Next week I go to I am at home.
You're studying at home online. What grade are you in?
What?
Grade 12, grade 8, grade 6. What grade are you in?
I eat at 7 o'clock.
Grade 7. All right. So Hang is such a wonderful kid. He always makes me smile for whatever reason, whether he's doing something naughty in class. He's just amazing. I love him. And Zui, the brother, Zui.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you? Can you introduce yourself maybe, please?
Hello everyone. My name is Yui, and I'm 17 years old. I'm live in Ho Chi Minh City.
What do you like to do? What grade are you in?
I like to play the guitar in my free time.
He plays his guitar and in his free time. And Zui, if you could tell any Vietnamese kid or anyone here what you do to keep on smiling and to have a good energy, positive vibes, what would you tell them? How do you keep smiling all the time?
I am just
I would. Zui, are you thinking about the words?
Andy, this is so great. Just so that everybody knows, these are kids that Andy is teaching English. And we have seen improvement with them, like really getting to, express themselves and say one sentence and two sentences. And it's just been so amazing. So even when just the fact that they show up and try even to know how to say their name and where they go to school, where they live, you are doing an amazing job and they're such good students. I am so impressed with all of them. That
Thank
they
you.
are learning our language and
me to them.
Like seriously, they're doing good. We are so proud.
I think so too.
Even if they can just say, my name is this in English, which is a new language that you're teaching with them from Vietnam, you're doing a good job, teacher Andy.
Thank you so much, teacher Dr. Kara. And everyone else, like Zui and Hang, anyone, I love you so much, and I'm so happy that you were able to join my class. To join this platform today. Oh my gosh, I'm still, my head is still turning like I'm in class because it's Zoom. I use Zoom every day. So thank you so much, Carol. Thank you so much, Sui and Hang and Tony, Moses and Joseph, my two lovely cousins, Lacey, my sister, all the way to my other small sister. Hey, too many of you guys. Yati, congratulations, my man. Yati is doing big things. I always, hats off, Yati. Thanks, Rohit. I don't know about you. Maybe before I say what I do to keep myself and my peers and people around me smiling, Rohit, maybe you can take the wheel. If you're there, then if not.
Okay. Hi,
good.
I'm Rohit from Bangalore, and one suggestion I would give is I think just try making people's day, and that makes you feel happy. Because trust me, I know I don't like sharing things or something like that, but then when I really do, I feel really good. So I think it might help someone else also.
Yeah.
That's really good. And you're always very honest. You two brothers are so honest. And I like that, I like that you're honest like that and saying, yes, I don't like to share, but when I share,
when I tell a lie, I feel really guilty. So I can't just tell a lie fast. So it's better to tell the truth than lie.
That's also really good advice that you're giving to another teenager out there, or even to an adult, that the truth will always set you free. And it's easier to tell the truth than a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that, and that even though you struggle with sharing, when you do, you feel good. People have to realize some of the things that you have to do, they're sacrifices. Maybe you don't feel like sharing something with someone, but you do share it. You make that sacrifice. That's the reward that you get. People think they have to have that feeling, oh, I want to share, I want to be nice to everybody. No. Even people who go out of their way to do something for a neighbor, it's not because they're just sitting there going like, okay, I'm going to wait to see my neighbor needs me so that I can go help. It's that sacrifice. We have to come out of our comfort zone to be able to go out there and do something for somebody.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Rohit.
Thank you, Rohit.
Yeah, that's no problem.
So Andy, you could go next. And
Okay,
then we
thank
are
you.
going to be having our guest
Ready to
speak.
go? Okay, so I'll say the thing that I think I really try to do is not to, nowadays, not to dwell on the problems, but to really try to focus on the solutions as quickly as possible. So if you have an argument with somebody, with my bosses, with my peers, with my parents, I would rather just say quickly, like, okay, we identify if it's I who did something wrong, I'd rather just tell them there and then, and I admit it's my mistake. And then after that, I'm like, so what's the solution? Like nowadays, I find myself just yearning to find the solution instead of wasting my energy on the wrong problems and pointing fingers. I think it just makes life easier for me.
That's really great advice, Andy. That's really great advice. Sometimes we have to look at the things that are blocking us and ask ourselves, do I want to dwell so much on this and use all this energy to move this big rock out of the way when I could make another path on the side and get over, you know?
Exactly.
So, and that takes maturity, yes.
It's true. Like Joseph should sit down instead of causing problems for his brother.
His brother was trying to listen. That is very true.
That's a solution. I can see his brother is annoyed and he's like,
"You're watching this, Joe, and you'll go to class and be like,
I'm sorry.
all right, so we are live already on Facebook, and for those who are watching us live for the first time, my name is Caroline Verkaik. This is the Voice of Our Child Zoom Summit that we do every Saturday. I started the Voice of Our Child together with my husband, David Verkaik, because we wanted to reduce the rate of depression, suicidal ideation, anxiety in our teens, and also remove the stigma of mental illness. And the only way we can do that is by talking about it openly. There's so many adults who are out there who are struggling with depression, anxiety, but because of the stigma of mental illness, they're so afraid to even talk about it because they think people are going to think that they're crazy. There's so many parents who are losing sleep at night, wondering what is happening to their child. Your relationship maybe with your child is kind of breaking. Your child is keeping the wrong company. Maybe they're failing in school. Maybe they're just acting out and you don't understand what's going on with them. A lot of kids struggle with depression, anxiety, and so many other symptoms that are related to mental illness. And when they don't know how to express that, most of them just stay in bed the whole day and you just think that your teen is lazy, but actually they are trying to escape something. Or maybe they lash out when you ask them something. Maybe it has got nothing to do with you telling them to clean their room or do the dishes. They just have this thing inside that they feel that they've not been able to express. We've all been there. Sometimes even as an adult, you had a fight with your spouse or you had a fight at your job and you're driving and a poor person who doesn't even have anything to do with you crosses the street and you yell at them or you beep your horn so loudly because you're trying to get the anger that you have inside your heart or your head from your boss or from your work, from your spouse, and you take it on other people. We've all been there where you're taking out what you're feeling inside on other people and it's not a good thing. So here the Voice of Our Child, we give kids the life skills whereby bringing a speaker who talks about their life, these kids can learn and go like, oh my goodness, if that person made it, I can make it too. If it's somebody maybe who is saying that, you know, their wife or their boyfriend left them or their girlfriend left them and they thought that it was going to be the end of the world, but then they found hope, our teenagers will understand that this relationship that they're having of a boyfriend and a girlfriend, it's not the end of the world. We've all been there as teenagers where we were in school and somebody, you know, was your boyfriend or your girlfriend and you thought the world about them. And then when it didn't work, some people have gone out and taken a rope and hanged themselves, taken their life or just really messed up their life. These things are temporary. These are just little roadblocks on the way. And our kids need to learn these things. If you maybe as a parent struggled in school academically or mentally, talk to your children about it so that when they fail, they will not feel like they're the only ones who have ever failed in life. We have to let our kids know that we did also went through these things and that they can overcome on the other side. And the way we do it is by, again, meeting here every Saturday, Zooming with kids globally and adults globally. We have almost every kind of nation here presented. And today is a very special day for us because we have Alexander Verkaik, who is my 18-year-old son, who just went to college. And Alex will be talking about surviving as a teen during this whole era where life is very different for our kids. Now there's COVID. We had 10-year-old Tony, oh, sorry, not 10, 8-year-old Tony talk to us about how difficult it is for these kids, you know, surviving through COVID and missing their friends. And he says it's lonely and it's boring learning through the Zoom. We have to hear our kids speak. And so Alex will be talking to us about all that. And I'm just so proud of the son that he is. And he'll be telling us how he's gone to college. He's just really been a pleasure to have as a child. And I thank God for it. When you're a parent and sometimes your kids act out or do certain things, don't sometimes blame yourself. You could do the best you can and still kids can have their own outcome. I believe every parent tries the best they can to give the best that we can to our kids, but there's no formula. It's just like every person wings it and with different kids. I have 4 different children and parenting each 4 of them is different. Even though I'm their mother and, you know, and David's their father, parenting them is so different because of personalities and things like that. And I have to say that, and I'm just talking about Alex right now. It has no reflection on my other kids because today he's our guest speaker, but Alex has been a pleasure to have as a son. He's been a pleasure to have as just a child, and his relationship with people and his respect and his discipline, and everywhere he goes, everybody just loves him for who he is. And he has to tell us what the secret to that is. So Alex, I will let your daddy introduce himself because he just came on, and David is the co-founder of The Voice of Our Child. And then we are going to have you as our guest talk to us today.
Hi, everyone. I'm David Verkaik, co-founder of Voice of Our Child and a DJ. So feel welcome to contact us so you can be a part of our first hour where we have some movement at the beginning and we listen to some music. Today, the music was Alex's music. He dropped another album in Spotify and so on. And he goes by the name of Jenga, which is his middle name, Njenga. Please look into that, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. So yeah, I'm a co-founder, and I'm looking forward to hearing my son Alex talk again. He's always comes up with such great wisdom and knowledge.
Thank you so much, David. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to ask all of you to meet yourselves. The first hour, we had a first hour where we started at 10:30, and all these kids got an opportunity, and the adults got an opportunity to say, what is the one thing that works in their life? What is the one thing that they could share with people there that has made their relationship either with their parents or their friends in school work for them? And so so Alex got to hear all that, and now with our hour that we are here on live, we'll just get to hear our guest speaker Alex talk about his life. And so if everybody could put their view on speaker's view, it would be easier for all of you to just see Alex and not be distracted by what maybe other people will be doing. Thank you so much. Welcome, Alex.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Verkaik, and they played my song earlier. Yeah, I make music. My Spotify is the Njenga. It's my middle name. It's my Kenyan name, which is really nice. One thing about that actually, though, is I used to be really shy about my own name, just like my name in general, because I thought it was a lot different. But then I was like, let me just go for it. So I put that as my music name to just like break that boundary of being scared. I try to put myself out there as much as possible. Just try not to hold like any boundaries, you know, live free. And I guess that would be one thing that I think others don't know about life for the question of the day would be to live life just like free. Be like strict and have standards and everything like that as well. You don't want to just be crazy running around, but have fun, because that's what life is really about. When you're too strict, then like that's how people get mental illnesses and things like that, because they're stressing too much about things. Am I able to share my screen?
Oh yeah, oh let me, yes. Look at how Alex is always so prepared, and even know that he even needed he had a proper presentation. You got it, Alex.
Okay.
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 Mhm.
So this is my presentation. So I basically did it about education from my point of view. I especially said from my point of view because I feel like everyone has their own way of doing things, especially in education. Everyone has their own way of learning. So I don't want to be too strict about that, because I learned that definitely in college as well, just like not to compare yourself. And there's a lot of different learning styles.
Beautiful.
Oh, whoops. Okay. So one thing is figure it out early. One thing I realized after I went to college is that a lot of these kids knew what they wanted to be from a very young age. Figuring out what you want to do in life early will always put you a step ahead of everyone else. I'm not saying you should rush your decision, but just always keep an open mind and remember this question: what do I want to do with my life? I'll go to the last sentence later, but so what I'm saying here is a lot of the kids, some of the kids there, like they said, a lot of them already knew, like they had family members, I guess, who went to the same school as I did, and they already knew what they wanted to do with their life since like they were younger. Me, I'm doing pharmacy, but also at the school they have microbiology, CLS, which is clinical laboratory scientist, and then there's also you can do like say you're going to be a medical doctor, you could do like 4 years there and then 4 years somewhere else. So there's a lot of options there. Oh, please don't draw on the screen. And then but yeah, it's really good to figure out what you want to do from a young age, because it could really help you in the future. And then the one thing was do AP classes that correlate with your dream career, as they would help you in college. So one thing I realized is that a lot of AP classes in high school are relate exactly to what you're learning in like your Gen Bio and your Gen Chem class, which is general biology and general chemistry. And in high school, they do it as a year course, and it's basically a college class. But in college, it's a half a year course. It's like a semester. So one thing I wish I did that. It's not like bad if you don't, because it was kind of a last decision for me to go to pharmacy. I really enjoyed science and all that, and I was doing really well in my classes in high school. But at first I was going to do accounting just because I liked business, but then I was like, why don't I do science? It looks more fascinating and interesting. So try to figure out what you're really interested in, and talk to your parents about it, because I changed my decision from accounting to pharmacy, talking to my parents and my mom. So yeah, always talk to people you trust and are close with. Let's see. Don't downgrade yourself. One thing I thought I mastered but realized I need to work on was appreciating and loving myself. Going into college, I had so much confidence and determination to face any challenges that came my way. But once classes started, it wasn't easy. One of the biggest habits I realized I had was comparing myself to others, my classmates, and friends I made along the way. Doing this can cause stress and frustration, making it difficult to focus on your studies. The best thing to do is know yourself and understand that we are all different. It's okay if you're struggling in one area where someone is not, because it could possibly be the same way for them. So this slide's a lot about comparing yourself. And in college, I thought I mastered that. I thought like I always try not to do that, because then it kind of like made me think too much. But that's one thing I'm still working on. And you'll just see, like, you'll be in college or even in school, high school, other education, you'll see like people in class who understand something that you don't understand, and that stresses you out because you want to be able to understand that you feel like you like shouldn't have to, especially for me in college because of the career I'm going to. I feel like I should understand this because it relates to my career. So I'm trying to, but it's hard. But like when you're really passionate about something, like you'll do it no matter what. It's like for me, even though it's struggling, like I'm struggling right now, it's a little complicated because I didn't take like AP classes like other kids in high school because it was kind of a last decision for me. I'm still putting all the effort in, and I'm studying a lot to learn and to kind of get to that level where they are and that knowledge that they know. So, and then that thing I put at the bottom of the star, it's like it's okay if you're struggling in one area where someone is, because it's possibly the same way for them. So maybe like an area where you're struggling, they might not be struggling, but an area where they're struggling, you might not be. So in that case, if you find someone like that, you could also help them out. That's how you can make a friend. But it's always good to remember that because everyone has a different way of learning. How I said in the beginning, different style. So everyone's different, and you shouldn't compare yourself because everyone takes longer to learn things. Like certain subjects can take longer for someone else, like depending on their way of learning, I guess. Yeah. This one's really important. So keep your loved ones close. College and education as a whole can have a lot of distractions and at times will be frustrating, but always have someone you trust and can talk to. Keeping your family close, especially your parents, is really important. Those days where you feel like you just can't understand anything or school seems overwhelming, talk to someone. It could even be someone from Voice of Our Child, like the WhatsApp group chat we have. And personally, I call my parents to talk to them a couple of times throughout the week just to see how everyone is doing, as well as talk about my week and how I was doing with school. Opening up to someone who understands my struggle helps me regain my energy and ambition to learn and do what I love. So this is really important because all that stress and frustration that you're feeling, comparing yourself, and just like college, the first week for me was overwhelming, and I believe it's a lot like that for a lot of people. Everyone there, actually, I asked a lot of students who were higher classes than me, like sophomores in college and things like that. So then they told me that first week especially, just overwhelming. But once you transition, you'll be able to gain control of that. So definitely keep the ones, your loved ones close. Like I talk to my mom and my dad, I call them every anytime I'm struggling or anytime I need help. Like if I'm low on money and I need to grab something from the store or something like that, some groceries, they help out with that as well. So it's nice. Yeah, so keep your loved ones close and they can help you get through those stressful times. Yeah. Continue doing things you love. Just because you're transitioning to higher education and the workload might be a little more, doesn't mean you can't continue doing things you love. I really enjoy making music, playing sports, and even working out. After starting college, I was a little skeptical if I could balance all of it, but I knew I could. And continuing the things I loved doing in college helped me take the stress away from all the mental negativity and self-comparison. Playing sports and or engaging with clubs and organizations within the school is really good for helping with time management, but this is not for everyone though. Some people like a fast-paced life and some find what works for you. So one thing I found out was that I talked about like the AP biology in high school is the college course in half a year, half the semester. So it's kind of like you have to know that you can like balance it all. Some people are really good at time management and balancing, and some people like to just take things slow. So one thing I personally like to have like the fast paced life and just like environment, like to like get things done and always have something else to do. I don't like just sitting around. But if you're like that as well, engaging with clubs and organizations within the school really helps. And also there's a lot like that can be about your careers. Like for me, I went to the the club fair thing they had, and there was organizations about pharmacy after college and like pharmacy while you're in college, things you could do if you want to do research, different industries. There's even clubs that like, maybe if you're Christian, I joined like a Christian club. What's another one? There's multicultural club. You can like join that as well. Find people who have the same interests as you so you can make friends, which will help you get all that stress and worry you have off your back, and also have someone to talk to. Yeah, so this was the one, make good friends. This is really important, not just in school, but also in life. Putting yourself in the right environment, in the right community people can help you succeed in anything. A good friend group will give you good encouragement and positivity, helping you to then do your best in what you love. So this is really important. This could kind of go back to the loved ones, because even like your brother or sister could be your best friend. So it's really important, not just in like college, but also in like life. So putting yourself in the right environment, right community people will help you succeed. And this is like in anything, I believe. It's just like you don't have to put this just towards school. Like this is anything like you really want in life, putting yourself in the right environment. Because if you put yourself in the wrong environment with people that are negative, maybe you're trying to fit in and just be like someone else, that can really affect you and mentally as well. It's physically, depending on what you do, like when you try to fit in. And I believe that always staying true to yourself and what you believe in is really important, because in like when you're staying true to yourself, you will gain the type of friends that you need in your life that have the same interests as you and like the same things as you, and those people come in your life and they'll be positive as well, because you guys will have something to connect with, and that will help you succeed in anything you want. So it's really important to have that friends and stay in contact with everybody you can. And then this was like a little quote I put at the bottom. Yeah. So it's when life gets hard, don't wish it to be easier, decide to be stronger. So I thought this was really interesting. So life will get hard. Like for me, it's pharmacy, but something I'm really passionate about. So don't wish it to be easier, decide to be stronger. Because with pharmacy, it's definitely not an easy career. People always say that, and I guess going in, I thought I could like, it was gonna be easy, I could handle it, and I kind of can, but it's still like a lot of things I have to study. It's not as easy as like you think it'd be. So yeah, just be prepared for whatever career you're going into, whatever path that you want to choose, and don't wish it to be easier. Try to decide to be stronger, because the career that you're going into is like something that is obviously challenging for everyone that's coming into it new. So like even with that's just like with anything in life, really, sports, school, anything you're trying out that's new is gonna be hard. So becoming stronger and learning to adapt to that change, or that learning that new learning strategies to get over that will help you a lot and help you get stronger and help you to become like the best you can at that. That's one thing that's really important. Try to become the best you can at what you love doing. That's what I really want to do, is just, I'm really trying to like study as much as I can, learn a lot about biology and chemistry, so I could be ready for my pharmacy 1 years. And then I could be possibly like best in my class. I really want to, it's something I'm really passionate about. So I want to do the best I can and be the best I can with it. Also, being really good in college for like your career and your class and your major will help you also getting a job out of college, because they will see that your grades were good and that you were really focused in your studies, and that they'll see that they're getting someone who knows what they're doing, and it's someone who just went to college and kind of like just like did it to do it. So really put effort in the things you love. And if you're not really feeling something and you're going to college, you could do an undecided major, which means you can like search around, kind of like try different things before you figure out what you're really interested in. And Yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much. Any questions about that?
That was awesome. It was really, really a wonderful, wonderful presentation. And it just makes me realize that as parents, we can always teach you one thing, but I think that even just going to school teaches even more on how your thought process goes. Because as a mother, as parents, when we're advising our children, all our emotions are there, and then they go out into the world and then they're being advised as adults. And I can see that in your presentation and how you are explaining certain situations. So I'm so proud about that. And one thing that you mentioned is that like it's hard, like school is hard, but I have to tell everybody here that even for those of you who are going from first grade to second grade, or those who are even going from high school to college, you're learning something new. It's going to be hard. You don't know how to do it. Just like your parents, we taught you how to walk, how to use a spoon, and we didn't say, oh, because they didn't walk through their first steps, they'll always sit down their whole life. It's like you'll fall and you'll get up. You're learning something new. So don't be down on yourself and say, oh, I'm stupid, or I can't get it. You're not supposed to get it. That's why you're going to the school. That's why you're going to learn something new. So don't frustrate yourself by thinking that you have to get it just like that. You cannot. Nobody has ever been able to get it just like that. You have to go with just a blank slate and learn. And learning new thing is not easy. Even riding a bike is not easy. Even learning for you guys how to use a spoon when you were babies was not easy. So anything new that we are learning, let us not get frustrated at the word go. It is going to be hard. Life is hard too. So so that was great advice, Alex. But yes, I keep telling you that too. When you say, oh, this is hard, I'm like, you know what? It's new. It's supposed to be hard. You've never had it before. You're learning it for the first time. Even your teacher who's teaching you didn't get it at the first time. People keep going to school to learn. So you're going to make it easier for your teachers if you know that what they are teaching you is difficult, but one day you will get it. One day you'll understand everything they're teaching you. And just because you don't get it the first day or the second day or even the first semester doesn't mean that you're stupid. It just means it's something new and it's gonna take you a while to learn it. Have great relationship with your teachers, with your professors, because they want you to succeed. And there's nothing wrong with telling your teacher, can you explain it to me again? As your professor, even if it's 10 times, just go keep asking them. I really want you to explain to me. They could tell you, I've explained to you 10 times, it doesn't matter. My parents are paying a lot of money for me to be in school or for me to be in college. I really want to be a doctor. I really want to be whatever it is that you want to be when you're in school. Keep asking your teachers. Your teachers get paid to do that. And teachers love kids who ask questions. And you're not annoying them. And don't think, oh, I'm going to look stupid in front of my friends if I put up my hand. If you don't understand it, just ask. Because later in life, these kids who you thought that you'd look stupid in front of will be able to, because they're understanding, they'll be able to excel, and your life will not be as great as theirs. So ask. It doesn't matter how many times. Just keep asking until you get it. So I'll open for anybody who'd like to ask any questions or any comments. You're open for that.
I have a comment.
Sure.
Alex, you spoke a lot of facts during your whole presentation, and I even especially like the last quote because I feel like that's a really impactful one. And moreover, like throughout the course of your presentation, I can see I learned a lot about like not only with school but like for real life as well. So I mean, like in the real life and how the real world is going to be. So I mean, actually, just thank you for that presentation because it was definitely inspiration.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, and you're welcome. Yeah, I'm really glad you learned a lot from it. I really tried to get as much as I can. There's definitely a lot of things I could add in, but try to like make it smaller so everyone could understand. But thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Alex.
Anybody else? Just unmute yourself and and ask or make a comment?
I wish when I was in high school, I had somebody from college to come and talk to me like that. I think that, well, not even just high school, maybe even like last years of junior high, because I think it's a lot of very good information that, you know, kids in high school or junior high, they're not serious. All they want to do is think about having fun. They're not thinking of their future. So I think that it's very important that I think it would be good if he could somehow book himself at the school to do some kind of a little talk for the kids in like 8th grade or 9th grade.
That's true. I agree as well, because, and that's what I love what we do here. We're giving these kids the life skills. And if somebody, like you said, had come and told you that, then you would know that it's going to be okay, that you'll make it.
Yeah.
And that's the same things we say, that if we don't tell our kids that we have gone through that and it's going to be okay, then they panic when they reach that stop and they think that this is the end of it. I cannot be able to penetrate that. So yeah, good job, Alex. I like that you're giving a lot of kids hope and advice, and it's great.
Thank you.
All right, all right. Sure, yeah. Shelter.
Hey everyone, how are you all? Thank you so much for Alex. Thank you, Alex, for your presentation. One thing is getting information off the net, and one thing is getting information from the horse's mouth, and it means a lot for the prospective college going students, that I'm thanking on behalf of the students. But as a parent, and as Caroline mentioned, as a mother, it feels very proud when you see your child just not just like kind of, you didn't even have to give this as long as you're in college, but here you're making that effort to come forward and help the kids, and giving them the opportunity to come back to you maybe in the future to ask you, okay, I want to do this, thank you so much, and I would, can you help me out with this particular college or this particular course. This gives them that liberty, the freedom to come and speak to you. So thank you so much for that. And the other thing I would like to tell as a mother, as a parent, is the other thing you mentioned was, continue doing what you love. It's very important, because half the stress of the parent is gone if the child does what he loves doing and the parents give them the freedom. So yes, I think you should thank your parents too for letting you do what you love doing, because it's a win-win situation for parents and for the child. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that too, that don't just think of your studies and forget and lose your passion or something that made you happy, because going into a sport that you love to do can take that stress from the homework that you had, and then you get re-energized and come back and be able to concentrate on that. So that's a good distraction to do, like a sport or something like that, or something that you like to do. Yeah. Anybody else with a comment or a question?
Yeah.
Allow me,
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah,
I
I just
have a
want to
question.
say thank you, Alex, thank you so much for sharing, and it was so rich. My only question I have is, did you make all those research yourself, or how did you come to do that?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. This was really rich, and really, I was very impressive in the way you share, like a teacher, like a lecturer at the university. Also, I just want to know, how did you get all those information? Did you just write yourself, or maybe get some find information
Hello?
somewhere else, or how did you gather them?
So all the information I had on the slides was yeah, it just came from life experiences, honestly. Like life is, I don't know, I really like life. Like I really like living. I really like experiencing new things. So whenever there's a time I could talk about that, yeah, all this comes from like
Hello.
I try to. Oh, sorry. All this comes from life experiences. All like things I've experienced, and I wanted to share with people. So all that, except for the quote at the end, I kind of like that. I kind of want to like go deep into it, so I kind of just added that at the end.
Thank you. I just want to encourage you to keep on doing that. You are young, and if I knew at your age how important it is to record and journaling everything, then I would have done it. So yes, thank you so much. Keep on doing that. It was really inspiring, and one day you gather them in a book, probably very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Elizabeth, oh, Mama Pissin, this is part it.
You'll pay something for all those names. Good to be here. Allow me, just allow me congratulate. I want to congratulate Alex. I am also learning something even at my age. It's so nice to know that you really would want to share and touch somebody else's life. And I believe God will also send people your way when you need help, especially now, because you've also been thrown into a sea of life. You're saying you love life, but you're not in a sea. You as a student, you're also a young man growing up. I pray that you'll find people. But I just want to add something to what Dr. Caroline was saying. As a student, or even in our life and in every stage in life, it is always good to be curious. When you are curious, you will always investigate anything that comes your way. And out of that curiosity, you'll be able to know what to trash and what to carry with you along the way. As a student, of course, you'll be curious to know of any new terminologies or any new topics coming your way. You'll also want to be curious and investigate even friendship, because you'll not just speak, because all that is very, very important in life. We are social beings. You will need friends. You will need also to do well in your classes. Socially, you're saying you use your time well in music. That is so, so important. I'm sure you investigated and thought, what can I do? So keep on being curious, especially in your studies. Investigate and hello. And I'm sure that is the best thing to do. So I can only pray. I know you as a young man, but I'm quite impressed by the gentleman I am seeing. May God lead you. May you remain focused in your studies. May He set good friends to work with you until you achieve what you have set out to do. Congratulations to the parents. God bless you all.
Thank you so much. That's so great coming from, and I'll let Alex also comment on your comments to him, but coming from you as an educator and as somebody who's also a friend that has known Alex from when he was in diapers, I'm not gonna embarrass him in those situations, but that's really great.
I'm proud. I'm proud to have been there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, curiosity is definitely something I try to keep in my mind. So one of the things I wanted to do coming to pharmacy school was create a new medication for mental illness, specifically like anxiety and everything. So whenever my teacher or professor is going over something that I believe kind of relates to what I'm trying to do, I just like make sure I go deeper into that because I'm curious, and curiosity really helps because it helps you understand the topic more and really get interested into like what you love. So that's definitely something that's really important. I should add to that. So thank you so much.
Great. God bless you. Bye-bye.
There's somebody else. Was it Rohit who was trying to talk, or Rahul? Somebody was trying to say something.
Yeah, it was me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any regrets that anything you have done and that you regret?
Good question. Very good question.
Anything I regret doing? I don't know. For me in life, I believe there's a reason for everything. And as a Christian, I believe that God he has a reason for everything. So he leads us sometimes down places where we don't expect, and brings us out of those places to teach us life experiences and to teach us how to live life and things we might have not known before, so that in the future we don't make mistakes that could possibly hurt us more than they would have at that situation. And like one thing would be the accident that I got in. It definitely changed my life a lot. It's still like kind of scary and everything, and it's really stressful having to like just knowing that that happened to me, and it's just like stressful. So now, I mean, it definitely changed my way of life, like driving and everything. Now it's just like it's just a thing. Like it's not really as exciting, I guess, as it was before. I kind of just do it to get places. So definitely, I don't know if there's anything I really regret. I'm kind of just thankful for the times and all the experiences that I've had in my life. So those times of regret, I'm thankful for living through those and coming out of those and like understanding them. So thank you, though. That was a good question.
And a very impressive answer. It was really deep and bold and broad. That's a very impressive answer, yes.
Yeah, I thought I would never expect that answer, but it was a very good answer.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, why regret what you have done if you believe like he does and I do, that Jesus has a plan for you and he puts you in certain places to help you to learn things and to help you to grow as a Christian, as a person, and so forth. So why regret those things or those places where God has led you and put you in?
I think that when maybe somebody as a teen asking another like teen that question, we know there's a lot of teens like who get into bad company, or they could try alcohol, they could try cigarette, or they could try to do some, like, and so maybe somebody asking them like, have you ever had regrets? They would be like, is there a decision that you made in your life that you regret? I think that's kind of where it was going. Like I just thought that sometimes we can make bad decisions, and when people younger than us ask us if we've ever had anything that we regret, I think they could also be asking, like, is there a decision that you made that you regret? And one of the things that I could say would be like, when we are growing up and our parents would tell us, I want you to keep good company, or that friend is not good for you because they're doing A, B, C, and D, and you go against what your parents are telling you, and then you're like, no, I know better at my age, forget about my parents' advice. And you probably, go out with your friends and something happens, you offer drugs, you're arrested by the police, or you offer things like that. And then the regret of that person will be like, you know what, I regret probably not listening to my parents and not trusting their instinct, So yeah, so sometimes when younger people ask us, do you have any regrets? They just want advice on maybe a situation they're going through so that they don't make that mistake. But I can see, I mean, all answers that we're giving are correct answers to whatever somebody could be asking, but that's kind of just how I was looking at what Rahul or Rohit was asking. Anybody else with any question, comments?
I'd like to just say thank you for the presentation, and I've learned 2 things: that I must always make good friends and also to always be strong. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's good, and you're going in the right path.
Yep.
Or where to with what you're doing and the progress that we follow in your life. I think that you are going to do great things in life. You are a respectable, young, hardworking girl, and I think that you've made good decisions in your life with the things that we have seen here. And if you continue in that path, it will not let you down. I always tell my kids one thing that I personally think that have helped me to be maybe happy or successful or be blessed is that I was always somebody who respected authority and respected the law. And if I was in school, I remember being given an award for being the best behaved student in my first year of high school. And I think that had a lot to do with me respecting authority and respecting my teachers and respecting rules, because rules, I believe, are put there for a reason. And the reason is to protect us, not to harm us. And when people disregard rules and or people in authority who have been put there to teach them, it's always like sets you to fail. And I also believe that with my parents, that I always truly believe the commandment that says, obey your parents so that your days in this world may be longer. And I believe, first of all, it's the only commandment that has a promise at the end of it. And I tell my kids all the time, like obey your parents and respect them. Your days being longer or you being blessed. I think when I see blessings in my children, and truly God has blessed my children, I see that it comes from maybe me being rewarded, that I was like that with my parents, that I loved my parents, that I respected them. And whatever they told me, of course, I wasn't like whatever they told me, I was like, yes, yes, yes. I was like, just like any other teenager, I went kicking and just screaming inside and thinking that they were the worst parents who ever walked the face of the earth, because they could tell me, no, you can't keep that company. No, you can't go to that party. No, you can't do that. And of course, I thought that they were bad parents. But looking back, I'm like, I'm just so glad that God blessed me with such parents, and also blessed me with that fear. I always feared like to do wrong. If my parent told me not to do something, I always thought that if I do it, something really bad is gonna happen, you know? But I think some kids don't, they're just like, all right, I'll just go try it. And I think that fear helped me to escape so many bad things that could have happened. We've heard of so many teenagers, like, getting into accidents or getting into bad company, or even, like getting pregnant at a very young age and not going to school and things like that. I think that the fact that I listened to my parents and respected their decision, and even up to now as an adult, I still listen to them a lot. I know I fight them sometimes. I'm like, oh my goodness, please leave me alone. I'm over 50. I know I'm a mother, but in the back of my mind, I know that they're always looking out for you and they're always wiser than you. And I tell my kids all the time, do that. And I have to say, and again, we're talking about Alex now, that Alex was this kind of kid that who always like would listen to the parents. I know, of course, sometimes he would like try to argue as a teen. As teenagers now, they're always trying to give you their point of view. During my time, you could not try to give your parent your point of view. When they were talking, you listen. But kids now will try to challenge you, and he'd be like, yeah, but then this. And then he would go away, and he always came back and said, oh my God, mommy, you were so right. And he wouldn't be saying you're so right because he went and something failed. It would be just like 5 minutes of him leaving the room, of me telling him that, where he would actually now come to his senses and say, you know what, you were so right. I know that I was giving you a hard time with this, but now I'm looking at it and I think that you're right. And I have seen so many blessings coming his way because of that. And so I'm going to encourage even all of you here, teenagers, listen to your parents. I know sometimes it don't make sense. I know sometimes you think you know better than they do. These parents taught you how to use a spoon. They taught you how to work. So even though they cannot, they need you to show them how your phone works, the life skills that they have gone through, if you listen to them, you're not gonna be lost. And you will see the blessings that come from it, and you will see those blessings too, even in the families that you will have. Yes, Andy.
I think that's so powerful, coming from mom or parent to son. There's so many sons and daughters here. I have one student of mine who was not able to join into the meeting, but he joined in on Zoom, on my Zoom, and I put him close to the speaker so he could hear you, Alex. He's joining AUV, American University of Vietnam, and he's so proud and he's so happy. He says you spoke too fast for him to get. So he was asking if there's a point maybe you could spare a couple of your minutes just to talk. I can be part of the conversation on Zoom, or mom can be in charge, just to share with him like some of his questions because I don't think he can relate to me right now for everyone's time. But if you're open to that, his name is Min, and he's said you were doing brilliant stuff, and he would really want you to make the speech again, even now, if it was possible for him.
So
Yeah,
does he want?
appreciates.
We can share. I can share the video with him.
I think that would be also cool because, funny enough, I was to teach him in class today, but he had questions for me about university. So we did not cover our class time. We had to talk about joining university, the anxieties that come with it, some of the things Alex mentioned here today, I could not believe I could remember a few of them, but he was just like, I had to invite him because I knew today class was not even important as this is. So I'm happy to share the link if he
has a question right now, he could ask and Alex can answer it now.
I asked him now, but nothing. Min, if you can hear that? Any question or later?
If you have a question for Alex, you can ask him. And yes, sometimes I've told Alex to speak slower and more audible. So he's hearing from somebody else. And especially for someone like he maybe who is not really, good. Oh, he is Siri thinking I'm talking to Siri. These gadgets. That's my Siri. I would like Alex, if he has a question for Alex, he can ask Alex right now and Alex can answer it for him. But I know that it's difficult sometimes for people who English is not their first language, like your students, Andy, sometimes to understand when some of these American kids are talking.
Maybe you could give the email address between them or some kind of a way to connect that way, then he could just send email to Alex with questions too.
Okay. Yeah.
And Alex can share with him the PowerPoint presentation. Alex can share his email here on chat so that if any kids, guys, Alex is your brother. You have all seen him here on our Zoom summit here, the voice of our child. You have seen him grow. If you have any questions to ask him, Alex, I want to be like you. I want to be successful. I want my parents to say all those nice things that your parents are saying about you. I want to be able to have good friends the way you have. I want to be able to make a decision on my career. Do not be afraid to reach out to him and he'll give you good advice. Alex is just always, even when he was a student, one time the school principal told me that they would get all these maybe like troubled teens from New York City who were going to his school in Pennsylvania. And the principal and the teacher shared with me secretly, they said, you know what, when we get these kids, we always introduce them to your son to be friends with them, because without even telling Alex why, because they say these kids would totally change. Alex had a way of like talking to these kids and making them see things and change. And I was so impressed. I was just so grateful that they told me that my son was doing that and that they could see it in him. So that's, I think, that a gift that Alex has. And I have to say this, and because we shared with him, when he was younger, I think he must have been 14 or 13, 14, 15 there. We had asked him to do some chores, which he didn't do. So we've taken the phone from him. It's not like he didn't do it. He didn't understand how he wanted it done. So I took away his phone. And when I would take my kids' phones as a parent, it is my right to see some of the things that they do on their phones. And we saw this whole conversation where a kid was asking Alex, the kid had just moved in the area and was telling Alex, oh, I'm so frustrated with school. I don't know this. I wish I could just go and like try drugs or sell drugs and things like that. And Alex was replying to this kid and saying, first, and he was telling Alex, oh, you seem to be so lucky, like you have this and you have that. And Alex was saying, you have to know that your parents worked so hard for you, that they love you. You might maybe admire the things that I have, and I might also admire some things that you have. So you're looking at me, oh, you're so lucky you have A, B, C, and D. And Alex was telling him, and drugs are bad for you, and you should never even think about taking them or even trying to sell them. At our age, we should not be thinking about making money. And I mean, I'm looking at all these texts and I'm like, oh my goodness, I should just give my son back his phone because he's already canceling people at such a age. What if the friend texts messages and when he doesn't have the phone? But and I'm not even bragging as a parent, but I just thought to myself, maybe it had nothing to do with how I brought him up. But I was just so glad that at such a young age, he was such a good influence to somebody's life. And later I did tell him, I said, I went through your phone and I saw this and I'm so impressed that you're helping this kid. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what is a 13-year-old even telling another kid? Like, be nice to your parents. They work so hard. Your parents are both working. They're going to New York City to work and they're trying their best for you. So Alex, that was really good. So I know that he can help any of you if you have any question for him. All right, so if nobody else has a question or a comment,
Alex has put his email in the chat, so Andy, your student can pick that up or you can send it to him.
Yeah, it's already done.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So thank you everybody who's watching live. Thank you everybody who's here. Again, my name is Caroline Verkaik. I'm the founder together with my husband David of The Voice of Our Child. We have a very wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous director, Rebecca West Hensinger, who was having problems with her audio communications today. But she is such a great welcome into our organization. She is currently competing as Mrs. Pennsylvania. And I think she'll also be competing as Mrs. Denmark at the Mrs. World. But she has an amazing platform of bringing an end to the opioid crisis. You've all, heard about her, talk about it. And so right now she's actually been so busy every Saturday making appearances because her competition to be Mrs. Pennsylvania is next month in October. So think about her in your prayers. Wish her all the best. If you see her out there on social media, she has the Rocks to Recovery program that she does, which is her platform. And what she does is that there's all these rocks, and so many of you in your different countries have helped her with this. And she has all these rocks that she paints, and they have a hotline number at the back, like 1-800 hotline, in case somebody is struggling with drugs. And she places them at the park or on a bench or at a public phone booth, so that if there's anybody who's struggling and they happen to be walking there or just sitting somewhere taking those drugs, they can see that and see somebody cares for you and that there's help for you. So we think it's such a beautiful thing that she's doing, and we wish her all the best during this time when she's so busy with that. And so she feels bad that she was not able to come and listen to this for Alex, but she will be sharing the video with her. But she's such a great welcome to our organization. She does all the graphics. She gets in touch with all our guest speakers. She, and as a former teacher, she's just able to connect with all of you. And when you guys say something, she's able to do a better follow-up than I would, because I think teachers are a gift from God. Teaching is a calling. I have so much respect for teachers. I don't think I would ever be a teacher because it's not easy. It's just a love. You have to love. Like, I always used to imagine if I'm frustrated helping my 4 kids with their homework, and yet I'm sending them to a teacher and another parent is sending them. So we're all like 40 parents are sending their 40 kids to one teacher who just loves them and embraces them and teaches them things and is just wants them to learn. I just have so much respect for teachers. I think teachers should be the highest paid people ever, because we are all who we are because somebody as a teacher gave us their time and listened and taught me how to write the letter 8 instead of writing 2 zeros, 1 on top and 1 in the bottom, and taught me how to write straight instead of backwards and all that. And I just have so much respect for their patience and their love and gift that they give to all of us. So if any one of you would like to know more about what we do here at The Voice of Our Child, you could write to us at voiceofourchild@gmail.com, or you could go to voiceofourchild.org. You could either make a donation to sponsor a teen on humanitarian trip. We try to take some of these kids on a humanitarian trip because we believe that when kids involved with community services, humanitarian service by helping others, they help themselves. If you'd like your child to be part of what we're doing every Saturday, it's only for those 2 hours. Your kid is learning a life skill from somebody that might be able to help them. We might think that we as parents are giving them everything. We might think that maybe they're getting everything from the teachers, but sometimes they could be learning from total strangers just by hearing somebody's story, and it changes their life. You could again write to us, and we could be sending you the link on Saturday mornings, and you can join, well, or maybe Saturday night, depending on the country that you're zooming in from. We have so much respect for our friends here in Vietnam, where it's almost midnight by now, but they still come out here and be with us. And also for people in Kenya, I know it's almost your bedtime. Yeti, I think it's also like really late for you and Shilper. But thank you everybody for always being a part of what we're doing. We're changing the world, and the voice of our child is still the voice of every child here. And any opportunity they have, if you're a guest out there and or somebody and you have a story that you think you'd want to be a guest, and you think that your story could help a kid's life or help an adult's life, please again reach out to us. We'd love to feature you as a guest speaker. I think that we are booked all the way up till the end of September. So if a guest was coming on, they'll probably be talking the first week of October. So thank you so much. And we love you, and all I can wish for you guys is a wonderful weekend, and go out there, be loving, be positive, and just know that you can make it, and we're here for you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye, Tony. Bye, Olwetu. Bye, Larissa. I love the red. Bye, Shilton.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you in next week.
Okay.
Next
Bye,
week.
see you.
Yes, that's good.
Bye,
positive.
everyone. I'm glad I was listening in.
Thank you.
God
Bye-bye.
bless all this. God bless all the students along.
Yes.
Yes.
God bless you all. Thank you, David and Carol.
God bless you too, Mrs. Partet.
God bless you too. Thank you so much for always giving us your time.
Karibu sana.
Thanks,
Karibu. God
thanks,
bless you.
Caroline. Thanks, David.
Okay, and
Caroline,
congratulations.
Caroline, you should remember that you owe me a trip to Vietnam, okay? You have to go to Vietnam.
Yes. I want to come there. I want to
Even me,
definitely
I want to come to Vietnam.
I met Caroline once in Vietnam while I was playing gala football, and she was my mom's roommate. She was my mom's roommate, and she went to yeah, I think she saw me play football, and I met Caroline once. Now let's see if we can meet David.
Yeah, I'd love to meet you, Tony.
Yes, we would all love to come to Vietnam. I love the food. I love the people. I love the country. Everything is just really wonderful there. So we'll definitely make a trip there.
Is that Helen's son?
No, not Helen's son. I don't think you met the mom. She's a reporter for like a news reporter.
No,
I don't
think so.
I don't think you met her.
Okay. Okay.
But next time, yeah. So cute.
He sounded so much like Helen's son, like, you're my mom's roommate, and come to Vietnam.
Yeah, no, we had traveled for a conference seminar, and I ended up being roommate to the mom. She's such a wonderful lady, and Tony is just really cute.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you guys.
For India too. I want to go.
Sorry.
I want to go visit India too.
Our child, he's the head of our state. So he is the head of our state, and he knows about Rocks for Recovery. He knows about Voice of Our Child and what they deal with, So yes.
Oh, that is so good. I mean, yeah, those kind of testimonials will help us change another kid's life or even an adult's life. And I believe that every day when you change somebody's life and give them hope,
right,
it builds you up. And to me, that's what I live for. Just giving somebody hope and giving them that key that they need just to open that window and just see the sunshine that can be on the other side.
True. In fact, it's, I don't know if you believe in karma. I believe in karma. And to be very honest, today, I have had a very heartwarming, a happy tear moment because one, of course, like, for me, you have always kind of, every time you leave a message, or even David today left a message, he's our son from India. And today I had, people, I just mentioned about a few other organizations who really kind of, are vouching for Yati. And they mentioned, see guys, your duty as parents is over where you gave birth to him. But don't talk like you own him. Like, we also, he's part of our family. So don't talk like you own him. Kind of.
You have to share him.
So,
so share those testimonials, and if Yati could also share just a video like that, talking about what it means to him and how it has changed him. There's a lot of people out there who are hurting and they don't know that it's gonna be okay, that's life. Some people think that everything has to be sunny every day and work out right, but they don't know that when we are standing here, the obstacles that we have overcome in our lives, and that it's not easy, but it can be if you just have that positive mind and know that it won't kill you. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yes, exactly. No, I mean, you guys are doing an amazing job. And I kind of feel, a little light or things off my shoulder because I have people to kind of, and it really, really meant what I mentioned on the group. In fact, I didn't mention about the Toastmasters because I wanted to convey my message about what I felt with regard to all you people sharing my responsibility. And more than my responsibility, Yati kind of correlating to what he feels for you guys is like, you have no clue. I feel a burden off my shoulder. I'm planning. Can I be honest with you? I'm planning my holiday post 2 years. After Yati is in the US, I was telling my husband, you better start making money because I want to tour.
You want to tour? Yeah, that's good. We mean it. Yeah, we do. Tomorrow I don't know whether you remember the lady who Vandana had invited her friend who came here on the Zoom, and then her daughter was said she's coming to the US for college. They're actually here right now. And so we reached out to them, and their daughter goes to a college that's probably just like 20 minutes or maybe half an hour from where we are.
Our daughter went there too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Christine went there. And so we're meeting them tomorrow. So they said, oh, we can meet you guys Sunday in the morning. I said, we go to church on Sunday and then we can meet you for lunch. And they're like, okay, just give us the address of your church and we're gonna come there and see you, and then we'll go for lunch. So I'm just so glad to meet them. And I told the mom, because the parents brought the girl to college and the dad is leaving tomorrow, but the mom is like, I just want to stay another 2 weeks just because I feel like she's all alone. I told her, listen, don't worry about it. You get back on that flight. She has now a mom and a dad in the US. She lives 30 minutes from here. When we told her on our Zoom summit that if she ever came to the US, we would be her parents, we meant it. She can come here for all her holidays, for the weekends. If she's sick or she's lonely or she needs anything, we are. And the mom was just like, oh my God, I'm like,
no, you guys are amazing. In fact, the other day, one of my friend was asking, so what is Yati planning? And what are his future plans? They said, no, he's going to the US. She's like, are you sure to send him for undergraduation? I said, as an undergraduate thing. I said, yeah. I said, I have a family there who will take care of him. And she's like, oh, you mean your cousins, your relatives? I'm like, no, they're my family over there. And they've already kind of, made it very clear to us that they've already adopted Yati over there.
Oh yeah,
really?
We mean it. When we say, I can't even tell you. I know that if Andy was here, he would tell you. It's like I go collecting kids. I believe that that the people who we introduce our kids to become like their parents. I don't know if you remember Helen saying that during the Women Leadership International, that was honoring the 50 top women leaders of the world. She says that she tells her kids all the time, because they're like, Mommy, why you're always traveling to these different countries? And it says, yeah, because in all those countries, those people that I go to see, you have a mom in every country now.
Helen mentioned this too. Helen mentioned this at a breakfast, and I was like, oh my God, this is so true. But honestly, that is when I realized, okay, this is very important for me. But trust me, Caroline, I am already planning my holiday 2 years from now because
Hey,
I want a break.
I know, you're more than welcome. Everybody tells me, they tell us, oh, you people now, why would you even be wanting to buy an even bigger house? And your kids are growing older. I said, I don't think our house will ever be empty without kids. There'll always be somebody, there's always be somebody's child and something like that. And yeah, so have a
No,
room for Yanti as well.
I have taken your words to the dot. And I was like, no way. In fact, my husband was in tears when he heard what I was mentioning, or I think it was a voice call which you had sent me. I played it for him, and he was in tears. He's like, oh my God, in the next 700 odd days, Yati will be moving off away from us. So he's actually on a countdown for the number of days that he's going to be with us. So I can't even tell you. I am like, planning. I'm like, okay, Yati, once you're like, I said, don't think, you're going to have it easy with Caroline. You're going to be, she's going to be as strict as I am. So I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, my word is my honor. When I say that, I mean it, my word is my honor. And if we can be able to be there for somebody else, I'd like somebody to be there for my child as well. And I believe in karma. Like I tell my kids all the time, what you the good you do comes back to you. The evil that you do comes back to you, So
true. No,
yes.
I totally believe in the karma too. And what Spurti and me believe in is that what we do affects our child. So you do good, it affects good for our child. And I can't keep reiterating this, but I'm so happy for the fact that, I can live in peace, or even tomorrow, if something happens to me, I know I don't have to worry about Yati. So that's what gives me that solace that, okay, fine, I am ready to go away anywhere.
No, he would be in good hands, and we hope that he would be able to take that opportunity when it comes to the US to allow us to be part of his life like that. Yes.
That's what is important. And he needs to, like, that's what today my husband was saying. He needs to know. I was reading out David's messages to my husband, and he was like, Yati needs to really know that, a lot of people have that trust in him, and he needs to kind of keep it going.
And he's a good kid. He's such a good kid. He's so polite. He's so respectful. There's a saying in our culture that says, like, it says "Mwana muega dagaga mudabi." I know that sounds like blah, 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 but what it means is that a good child never misses somebody to feed it or to clothe it or to wash it. And I tell my kids all the time, it's like, if you are good and respectful to people, opportunities will open for you. Nobody likes an arrogant kid or a rude kid or a kid who has an attitude. Like, what is wrong with you, So that always really helps. And that's how we feel from Yati, that he really has a lot of respect for people. And I just think that he's going to be really successful because of that.
Yes, it matters a lot. The people around him, the mentors that he has, that's what kind of makes, and not just him, any child for that matter. That's why when, I try to introduce a lot of kids into thing, and I let Yati know, okay, this child is going to come in today mostly. So just inform Caroline to let them in, be it Pranav, be it Rohit, Rahul, or Vindhya. So I try to kind of talk about this to people because it's like they need it. And especially when we are living in this virtual world today, where 24/7 the kids are on the phones, and you can't expect parents to kind of overlook or monitor what they are doing. But it's very important for them to understand that, the fact that, there are people from different walks of life who are coming today was surprising when I saw Alex thing and I saw, okay, college. I'm like, okay, let me log in for a little bit. I want to listen to Alex talking because Yati, he's already shortlisted his colleges. He's already shortlisted the courses that he wants to do, and he's going to take his PSATs on October 13th. He's taking his PSAT.
Okay,
his first attempt. So his first
we wish
attempt.
him all the best. I know that he will do good. I know that he will do good, and he has a big brother here who he can always ask questions on career and things that he wants to do. So
So yeah, but thank you guys, David,
Thank you
Carolyn.
so much. Yeah. So yeah, we hope to, like get more people there interested in what we're doing, because we are, I think, learning from these kids, and they're also learning from us. And whatever any little advice that we could be able to give, we appreciate it.
Yes, 100%. And I'll ask Cassie to make a video and share it with you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and you could give one too as a testimonial as a parent, and,
Yeah.
and the changes that you have
I
seen.
will
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, I'll do
A
that
wonderful,
too.
wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
You
Thank
too.
you so
Have a
much.
nice weekend.
Bye. Bye, David. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Carolyn. Bye.
Bye.